Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, I did it again. I do this every single time the Sephora sale comes around. I place a last minute order on the last evening of the sale. I say I'm not gonna do it, I do it every time, and here we are. So I have some other things to try with you, and I figured we would just do a get ready with me and try everything out today. I don't have a full face of new things, but I have quite a few things to try out. So that is today's video. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on YouTube, so I hope you'll subscribe, stick around, and let's get into the makeup. All right, the first product that I bought is something I almost bought the first time I was at Sephora, and I ended up talking myself out of it. Couldn't get my mind off of it, so I got it. The Forever Glow Star Filter from Dior. If you saw my original sale haul, I did get the Glow Maximizer, but I didn't get the Star Filter. But I just couldn't get my mind off of it. I loved the Glow Maximizer so much that I just really wanted to try this. I have heard this is similar to Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but I've also heard from people that it's not that similar. So I'm curious to test this out. So I got shade number 2. It's in a really beautiful glass bottle, and figured we will use this as a primer. Oh, okay, I just pumped out a lot. So this is the shade 2. I was gonna get shade 1, but I ended up going with shade 2 since I am self-tanning a lot at the moment, so figured shade 2 would probably be better for this time of year. I just got one pump on my hand here, and I'm just gonna apply this with a 106 brush from BK Beauty. It does have the classic Dior smell. And I think this claims to be like a blurring product, which typically a glow enhancing type product like this is not super blurring, but I have heard that it does. So I'm gonna do one side so we can see the difference. I'm glad I went with shade 2 and not shade 1. All right, so I've basically gotten all of it off the back of my hand, and so there is the side with the product. Definitely gives a little bit of color like the Flawless Filter for sure. Let me look up close here and see. Yeah, I don't see any blurring at all, but I also don't see like any noticeable shimmer on my face. I don't think it looks quite as glowy as the Flawless Filter either. Let me actually pull this up on the Sephora app and just see what it says. Yep, so on Sephora it says a liquid illuminator formulated with 94% natural origin ingredients, visibly brightens, smooths, and blurs the skin. Fresh and lightweight texture, provides up to 24 hours of hydration. So it claims to hydrate and to blur. I definitely see the hydrating claim. I mean, it gives my skin a very hydrated finish. I don't know about the blurring though. I don't really see any of that. I mean, I don't think it's enhancing anything in terms of like pores really, but I don't see any blurring either. So let's do the other side. I do really like the texture of it. It's kind of a thinner like gel texture, but it feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. All right, so here it is after like 3 minutes. I just kind of want to see it after it's been on my skin for a minute. Yeah, I don't think it's as glowy as the Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. It's not quite as metallic looking as the Flawless Filter, and I love the Flawless Filter, so don't get me wrong. I think the level of pigment from the shade is about the same as the Flawless filter, but I just think this one is not quite as metallic looking. I think I could definitely apply this all over my face like I did today. Whereas with the Flawless filter, I usually kind of focus it just on the higher points of my face and not all over, just because it is so glowy. So I think they're similar, but I don't think they're identical. All right, I did get a darker shade of the Prada foundation, which I have already used that. I've used it in at least one video I was wearing that. But I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think I'm going to use concealer for my base today. I did buy the Tower 28 concealer in a little bit of a darker shade. So this is the K-Town number 7. So I think I honestly might use this as foundation today. So I am going to first use some color corrector. I'm just using the Natasha Denona in C1. This is in my everyday makeup drawer this month, so I'm just going to use this one. And I might actually grab my lighter shade of this to use under my eyes, but I am going to go in with K-Town on like the outer part of my face. I have found over like the last few weeks that I really like using this concealer in this way, just kind of all over my face. So I wanted to have a deeper shade. Okay, let me go grab my lighter one to use in the center. Okay, so this is DTLA, which is a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna put that just kind of in the center. Okay, I'm just gonna use my same brush and blend this out. This is kind of how I was thinking I would use the star filter anyway from Dior, is as a base and then use concealer over the top. That's kind of my go-to for everyday makeup most days. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush for under my eyes. I'm going to switch to the F03 from Sigma and blend the under eyes. I've actually never mixed the Natasha Denona corrector with the Tower 28 before, so hopefully those work well together. From a distance, I'm really liking how this looks over that Dior star filter. So let me know if I'm the only one that places a last minute Sephora sale order at the end of the sale, because I do it every single time. I say I'm not going to do it and there's nothing else, I don't need anything else, and then usually around 10 o'clock the night that the sale is over, I place another order, you know? Okay, that concealer looks really beautiful over the star filter, so I'm very happy with that. I'm glad this Tower 28 concealer has really grown on me. I've kind of talked about this in a few different videos, but I think where this is most beautiful, to be honest, is just like as foundation. I think if you go too heavy, in my experience, if you go too heavy under the eyes and use too much, because it is a very liquidy, fluid texture, it really spreads. So if you go crazy with it and you have a lot of fine lines under your eyes, I have found it can be a little creasy. So I try to use less. And like today I mixed it with this Natasha Denona corrector and used a little bit less. And hopefully that works. It looks good mixed with it as of now under my eyes. Okay, let's move into bronzer. I don't have a new bronzer. I didn't buy one in this order, so I'm just gonna use this one. I purchased this early in the sale. I used this in one of my try new makeup videos, if you've seen them. I think I'm gonna use this N15 from BK and Nikki LaRose. And I'm just gonna go in with the cream and add a little bit of the bronzer. I am still loving this product, by the way. I do not regret this purchase at all. I put it off for so long, and it was mainly just because it's expensive, but I don't regret it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The shade, the formula, it's stunning. So if you've been on the fence and you want to know my opinion, I don't regret it at all. And this is shade Intensity 1. All right, of course I ordered a cream blush because of course I did. So this is the Give Beauty Dewyplump Collagen Cheek Tint in the shade Hibiscus. I kind of went back and forth on the shade on this one. I was gonna get Bouquet, I think is the one. It's just like a warm pink. But I went with this because I thought this looked a little bit different. I do really like the packaging on these. Very, very cute. They did come out with the lip oils that go with these. I didn't get the lip oil, I just got the blush. But I do think this color is really, really pretty. So that is the shade Hibiscus there. I think I'm gonna get this off the back of my hand with a brush and kind of work it into the brush and apply since I've never used it before. Oh yeah, that color is really nice. It's kind of a little bit of like a mauve-y nude, I guess. It's kind of it's like a warmer nude. Not quite mauve-y, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty though. I like it. All right, it's definitely more on the sheer side, I would say, so that's it there on my hand. So I could probably blend it out like directly on my face, but I'm not gonna do that because every time I do that, I wish I didn't do it. So I'm just gonna do this from the back of my hand, and I'm using the new Sigma F43 brush. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe this color, but I kind of love it. It's a warmer, like rosier shade. Definitely more of a sheer formula, so it's not nearly as pigmented as like the Rare Beauty blushes or something like that. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of the Say formula, the Dew blushes. Yeah, I love that color. It looks kind of looks like a natural sunburn kind of color, but I like it. All right, so yeah, that applied really, really nicely. On the sheer side though, so if you like a lot of pigment, you might not like that formula, but applying it from the back of my hand, it applied really beautifully. Now, I did get another shade of this Glow Maximizer. I wasn't kidding in my last video when I said I felt madly in love with this product in the pink color. So I ended up ordering this one. This is the shade Nude, and originally, when I bought the pink shade, I didn't know that this was a shade option. I didn't see this shade in store. I guess it got added later on online. This is the shade Nude, and I just couldn't resist. Did I need this? Absolutely not. Well, I didn't need any of this, to be honest, but I just loved the pink one so much that I just had to have this nude color. I loved the shade. So that is the shade Nude right there. It's really warm, kind of like a champagne. I think they call this like a warm bronzy nude online. Looks like a pretty standard champagne-y nude to me, which is probably the highlight color I like the most. But honestly, as I've said before, I don't get that excited over highlighters typically. So for me to get really excited about a liquid highlight and to buy it in multiple colors, it's not really the norm. And I also don't really need any highlight because that star filter gave me quite a bit of glow, but I have to try this. I'm just gonna take a teeny tiny little bit of it, and I'm gonna blend with my same foundation brush. And this one, when I tried it in the other video in the pink color, I even applied it over powder and had no issues applying it that way. So, and I applied it directly to my face, which I don't typically do, but I haven't had any issues with doing that with this formula. So I'm just adding a tiny little bit, not a ton, because like I said, we've already got a lot of glow happening. Haven't used any powder products yet. I do think this color will definitely work better for me when I have my self tan on. If I was more fair, I think the pink would work better, because this one is like a champagne, but it's a little bit on the deeper side. Like, it's not deep, but it's not as light in terms of the depth as the pink color, but I like it for how my skin is right now. I mean, I just can't get enough of this highlight. It is so pretty and glowy, but it doesn't look super shimmery or glittery to me up close. It applies beautifully over the top of other products. I love these, honestly. I really want to collect them all. I almost got the peachy color, which has a little bit more pigment, and I was going to use that as a blush, but I couldn't get this nude color off my mind, so I ended up just getting the nude one. Honestly, I would like to collect all the colors. Okay, let's use some powder because we haven't used any powder, and I'm definitely looking very glowy. So I'm going to use this one. I did buy this during the sale. I didn't buy it during this haul. This was from my first haul. This is the new Mercier powder. Where's my brush? Here it is. This is the Ultra Blur pressed setting powder in the shade Translucent. I've used this a few times since that video, and I still like it. I haven't decided if it's like a holy grail or if it's going to be a holy grail for me. I do like it. I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, this is like the most amazing thing in the entire world, but I do like it. So I'm still testing it out. I'm applying it with the F12 brush from Sigma. And I'm just gonna kind of add this in my T-zone. I really wanted the Hourglass powder, the new one from Hourglass. It was sold out though when I placed this last order. So I will probably end up buying that one at some point, but I do not have it yet. If you've tried the Hourglass one, let me know what you think of it. I've seen overall pretty positive reviews of it, but let me know if you've tried it. Okay, I am also gonna use a little bit of this under my eyes to set the concealer. I've done this a few times as well, and I did like it. I can definitely see with this powder, if you apply a lot of it, like if you go really crazy with it, I could see where it might be a little bit drying. I definitely would not call it like a hydrating powder by any means, so keep that in mind if you do end up buying this. I would say less is more. Okay, I do not have any new brow products or anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows quickly, and I'll be back and we'll move on to eyes. All right, moving on to eyes. I have two eye products. The first one is a product I love. I just got a different shade. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Copper. One of my favorite makeup artists, Makeup by Kellyanne, she always uses this shade in this eyeshadow stick. It's a really pretty warm bronze shade, so it looks like that. It's really nice. I love golden bronze from Bobbi Brown. It's similar but a little bit cooler in tone. This one is warmer. So I'm going to use this as a base, and then I have something else that we're going to use in a minute. But I'm not going to prime my eyes. I'm just going to use this like I would an eyeshadow primer. And so I'm going to put that on my lid. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to use this Refer 01 brush to blend this out. Ooh, yeah, this color is so pretty. Honestly, I was going to use something else on top of this, but how pretty is that? Oh my gosh. It's even prettier on the eyes actually than it is in a swatch. Holy moly. Maybe this will just be a one and done eye look. I have another product I'll show you in a minute. All right, I don't know how much of this other product we're going to use now because I didn't realize that was going to have that much impact, but the other product that I bought, and I blame Martina Lily for this, is also from Tom Ford. This is the Eye Color Quad in the Creme formula in Rose Topaz. I have heard her rave about this so many times, and the colors in here, I just couldn't help myself. It's a beautiful, cooler toned, I guess more neutral maybe, color story, but I really wanted to use this, but I don't know how much you're going to be able to see over the top of what we have on here. But I'll go ahead and insert swatches here of this palette if you're curious, but I really want to try this shade here on my finger, which is this really beautiful like nude, kind of like a rosier nude color. Really want to try that maybe in the crease just a little bit. I'm going to use a Rephr 15. This might not be dense enough for this formula. I've never used the Tom Ford cream formula before, so I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to go in my crease with that color just to kind of finish off the eyes. I bet this shade on its own would also be really pretty just without anything, just this, because it's such a pretty tone. And I like it because it's kind of toning down the warmth of that shadow stick just a little bit. I mean, I love the shadow stick, but this is kind of balancing out the color a little bit. Love that. So pretty. So this is very interesting formula. It reminds me a little bit of the YSL Quad formula, and it did seem to pick up really well with this Rephr 15. So I will use this again in a different video so we could really see, but I really like that color. Okay, I think I am actually just gonna use the rest of the colors. So I'm gonna take this really pretty gold with the Rephr 02 brush, which is like a little shader brush. And I'm gonna put this in the inner portion of my lid here. And I'm gonna kind of go over my lid by keeping my eye open and just kind of dragging it. Just kind of adds a little something to the inner corner. And then I really want to use the dark color in here, maybe as liner, but I also have this liner. This is not a new product to me. I've used this many times, but I just haven't used this shade before. So this is the Sephora 12-Hour Liner, and this is a new shade to me. This is the shade Flirting Game. So that's it there. It's like a cooler, almost like a gray brown, and this is a shimmer shade in these liners. The other shade that I have is Tiramisu, which is just a matte chocolate brown, but I really like these liners. So I can't decide if I want to use this for liner and then maybe like smudge it out with the darker shade in here, or if I should just use the darker shade as liner and use this in the waterline maybe. I want to use the Tom Ford, I think. We'll use the Sephora in the waterline, but I'm going to take this darker shade here. It's kind of looks like extremely like an espresso brown almost. I'm going to use this little tiny 23 from Rephr, which is like a teeny tiny little pencil brush. I'm going to use this for liner. This is a really nice size pencil brush for liner, especially if you have hooded eyes, because it's so much smaller. So this is almost kind of like a smoky gray color, kind of. This is a great little brush. I have not used this one before, the 23 from Rephr. I'm starting to kind of learn the Rephr eye brushes. They sent me some a little while ago, and I've been using them, trying to learn exactly how I like using them, but this is one that I have not used yet. So I'm just kind of winging it out. Yeah, I love this, the 23. So little. It's kind of reminds me of my 208 from BK Beauty, but it's more of just the standard like pointed shape instead of the angled brush like that one is. So this formula from Tom Ford is definitely like on the softer side. So if you're someone that likes like a lot of intense pigment, this probably won't be the formula for you, but if you like something on the softer side, I'm definitely late to the party on this cream formula from Tom Ford. I feel like, I want to say these were released last year maybe. Love that. Love, love, love. And very, very excited about this brush. It's kind of just a different way to do like a winged liner. If you like a softer look, this little teeny brush is very, very nice. Okay, and do we need any more shimmer on the eye? Not really, but we're gonna use the topper in here because I can't not use this. So I am just gonna use my finger and just tap this all over the center of the lid. You're not really gonna be able to distinguish where or what this looks like over the top of everything else, but I just have to use it. So pretty. Okay, for the bottom lash line, I'm gonna go into that first like nude color that we used, and I'm gonna go to the 03 from Rephr, which is kind of the same shape as that 29, or I'm getting all my numbers confused. Similar shape to the little one that we just used, but it's just a little bit larger. And I'm gonna go on the lower lash line with that shade. I can already tell this color, this nude in this palette, I can't wait to try this just on its own because I can already tell it's gonna be like a perfect one and done shade for me. And then where is my little, okay, this little mini brush, the 23, I'm gonna take whatever is left on it, which is not very much, of that darker shade, and just kind of run it in this outer corner. All right, this eye look got way more glam than I was intending for it to, but oh well. So let's use this liner from Sephora, and I'm just gonna put this on the waterline. These liners work very well in the waterline. Honestly, the swatch of this liner kind of looks like the color of that darker shade in the Tom Ford palette. All right, so that is everything for the eyes. I do not have a new mascara, so I'm gonna do mascara quickly. I'll be back and we will finish up with lips. All right, last but not least, we have lips, and of course, I could not let a Sephora sale come and go and not buy a Makeup by Mario lip liner. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't get one the first time I ordered from Sephora. I ended up buying a new shade. This is like in my top 2 lip liner formulas. I love them so much. I have many of them, but I really wanted this new color in Spiced Chai. Wait, is that right? Yeah, Spiced Chai. Looks like that. It's a darker, kind of like a medium toned brownie nude. So I got that, but I am a lip liner girl, and I also got this one. This was another one that I wanted. The first time I didn't get it, I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I just got it. The Hourglass lip liner. I have not tried this formula either. This is the Shape and Sculpt lip liner in the shade Tempt number 3. And this when I swatched it, I remember thinking it reminded me of Structure from Pat McGrath. So that is Tempt 3 from Hourglass, and that is Spiced Chai from Makeup by Mario. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use both. Let's do Hourglass first because I want to try this formula since I've never tried these. I already know that I love the Makeup by Mario liners, so let's do Hourglass first. Yeah, so this does remind me of Structure a little bit from Pat McGrath, but I do think this one's a little bit warmer. Structure's a little bit more cool toned. The texture, it reminds me of something. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I guess the formula honestly kind of reminds me of Pat McGrath also. We'll see how it wears. Definitely similar texture to Pat McGrath. I'm gonna take a little bit of this one. I'm gonna use the brush on the Mario one and just kind of go over it a little. I love that his liners have this little brush on the end. Those look really nice together. I mean, it's majority the Hourglass liner that you're seeing, but those two do look good together. All right, for lips. We have several lip products, so I'm not sure what to do here. I know one that is gonna definitely be applied first. I caved. I had to try these Prada lipsticks. I don't know what's come over me because I'm not a lipstick person typically, and I did buy the Westman Atelier lip suedes, which I love. I think those are fantastic, but I am a huge Prada fan. I now love the foundation, and I just had to try this formula. I mean, the bullet is stunning. Like this embossing on here, it has like this kind of circular little, I don't know, circular texture on there. I did swatch this earlier because I couldn't stand it. This is the, which formula did I even get? The soft matte formula. I think there's hyper matte and soft matte. This is the soft matte formula in the shade Caramel. And again, I had a really hard time picking a shade online, but that is the shade Caramel there. It's like a nice kind of pinky brown. I know we're gonna try this, but I also have another lip product, but I gotta try this because I'm dying. So let's try it. Oh. They have a little bit of a floral smell to them, but they also have like that classic lipstick smell. Do you know what smell I'm talking about? I like the color though. Very, very pretty color. And I know a lot of people haven't been a huge fan of like this triangular applicator. I honestly don't mind it. But oh yeah, that's nice. Nice. Definitely very different than the Westman Atelier. This one is not quite as hydrating feeling as the Westman. It doesn't feel dry, but it's just not as slippy feeling as the Westman ones. Almost has like a balmy consistency to it. All right, then we have, oh gosh, actually, I have 3 lip products. I thought I only had 2. I have 3. Okay, this is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Pillow Talk Big Lip Plumpgasm in the shade Fair Medium. I wasn't gonna buy this. I love Charlotte Tilbury, but when I saw this was released, I was like, no, I don't need that. I can skip it. Well, I saw the color in person and I wanted to try it. So we're gonna put a little bit of this on top. I know these are not, I mean, this is obviously a matte lip. This is gonna make it very glossy, but I wanna try it. This has like a vanilla scent, like a warm vanilla scent. Let's try this. Oh. All right, I already feel the plumping. Not in a bad way, it's like a tingly, almost like a minty feeling. Ooh, the texture of it is very nice. So it's kind of like a lip oil feel, but I mean extremely glossy. Do you see how glossy this is? Heat and ice technology. Yeah, I mean, it does have like an icy feel to it. I can definitely see that. Holy moly. All right, let's give it a minute. Give me a few seconds to see how it feels after a few minutes. It's been like 3 minutes and I still have the same feeling. It's really hard to explain, but it feels like an icy, slightly hot feeling. Not in a bad way though. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining, but it's a very different kind of plump. I've tried a lot of these plumping type products and it's not painful, but it's definitely there. So you're definitely going to notice it. So if you're not a fan of like any tingle at all, then I would say probably not for you. But I mean, do my lips look any more plump or not? I feel like they do slightly, but it might be like a placebo effect. I don't know. I love the color of this. I think the color is really pretty. I have one more thing I wanted to try, but I kind of don't want to wipe this off. I have one of the new YSL Love Shines as well. I guess I will wipe it off though, because I kind of want to try this. I'm going to kind of powder over my lips, and then I'm going to do a little bit more of the lip liner. Wow, my lips still feel kind of tingly after wiping that off. Oh, okay. Let's try this from YSL because I really want to see this. This is the new Love Shine lipstick. These are supposed to be high shine, like a gloss and an oil in one, I think. I don't really know what they did with these when they reformulated. I have one of the old Lip Volupte formulas and I liked that one, but I think they changed these slightly. So this is the shade 202. Just a lighter, kind of like a pinky peach nude. It's like that, but let's try this out also. So these still have the same smell as the original Rouge Volupte. It's like a kind of like a fruity smell. Ooh, that color is very pretty though. All right, that is everything. As always, let's go through these products. I'll give you like my quick first impression thought on them, and then we'll wrap up the video. But starting with the Dior Star Filter. Okay, I liked this. It looked beautiful as a base underneath the Tower 28 concealer. Is it identical to Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury? No, but it is definitely similar. So if you do have the Flawless Filter and you love it, do I think you need to go out and buy this? No, I do not. I like it. I am happy that I bought it. I will definitely continue to use it. I do think it's definitely glowy, definitely gives a glow, just not quite as intense as the Flawless Filter in my opinion. But other than that, they are very similar products. This one does claim to blur. I didn't really see any blurring qualities, so I would say they're definitely similar, not identical. I'm happy I bought it, but if you have something like this that you already like, do I think you need it? No, I don't. Of the two, I would go for the Glow Maximizer, which is here. The highlighters, I love these. I think maybe it's just me, but they apply beautifully on my skin, and I'm not a huge highlighter person. I like highlighter, but it's not something I get super excited about. I very rarely buy like multiple shades in a highlighter, and I like this one enough that I now have two, and I really want another one. I would really like to collect them all. So of the two, I would pick this, but I do like the Star Filter. The Tower 28 concealer, I just got the darker shade. I like it. I like it for when I'm self-tanned. Again, this is the shade K-Town, and I mixed it with DTLA in the center of my face, and it applied beautifully over the Star Filter, I have to say. And I actually like how it looked mixed with this. This is not new, but the Natasha Corrector mixed really well with that concealer. So very happy with that. The blush, the Give blush, very happy with this. Is it anything like earth-shattering in terms of it being something really special and different? No, but it's a good product. I love the color that I got in Hibiscus. It's a really nice, warm nude. Very nice for my skin tone. And I think even if you're a little bit darker than me, this shade would probably work for you. They're not super pigmented though, so if you like a lot of pigment, you probably would not love this formula, but I do like it. I think it looked pretty on my skin. It applied well from the back of my hand, so I'm excited to keep using that. We kind of already talked about the Glow Maximizer. I love this color in nude. I do think if you are around my skin tone, my natural skin tone, which is more of a light skin tone, this might be a hair dark for you if you're just using it as a highlight. It's a little bit of a deeper champagne highlight, so just keep that in mind. I would probably go pink instead of the two that I own if I don't have self-tan. If I do have self-tan, this one will work just fine. Okay, for the eyes, very, very impressed with both of these products. I knew I already liked the Laura Mercier Caviar stick, but this color in copper you saw earlier before I applied anything else, beautiful, warm bronze. If you want a one and done and you like these warmer coppery bronze colors, this is stunning by itself. So very happy that I got this shade. And then the thing I really, really didn't need was this palette from Tom Ford, but I have to say, I don't regret it. I am just really in love with this shade. I only used it once and I used it over the top of the shadow stick, obviously, but I can't wait to use this on its own, see what it looks like. But I really like this formula. If you like the YSL quads, you will like this. To me, they are pretty similar. Very easy to blend, very soft, not intensely pigmented. So if you're looking for that, this is not the formula for you. But if you like something on the softer side, very user-friendly, not intense pigment, you would probably love this. I can't wait to use this more, honestly. I am happy that I bought this. Very pricey, but like I said, I blame Martina, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I really like this. The eyeliner, very pretty. This was not new. I love these liners from Sephora collection. The lip liners, the Hourglass liner, I really like. It was very nice, smooth, very, very creamy. We'll see how it wears. I don't know about the wear yet, but I do like it. It's gonna come down to the wear time on this for me because I have a lot of lip liners, a lot of them that I love. The Makeup by Mario's wear really, really well, so I'll be curious to see how long this wears, but I do like the shade. Tempt number 3. I love these already. You've heard me talk about them many, many times. The Spiced Chai shade, very nice, kind of a neutral brown, medium toned brown, but very pretty. Love that. And then for the lips, okay. Did I need this from Prada? Absolutely not. This was just because I have a fascination with Prada and I was just too curious. I had to try it. It's a matte, thin lipstick, has a little bit of a balmy texture to it. From what I could tell, and I know I added gloss over the top, so obviously I haven't worn this yet on its own, but from what I could tell after applying it, it felt like a very comfortable formula, a very thin, extremely thin actually, formula on the lips. And I like it. I like it. Do I think anyone needs to spend this much on a lipstick? Absolutely not. This was mainly because the curiosity got the best of me and I wanted to try it, but I will keep wearing it and update you. But I like it in the shade Caramel. And then the YSL Love Shine. Very nice. That's what I have on my lips now in the shade 202. And these are beautiful. I mean, the packaging is beautiful. It's a beautiful formula. To me, they don't seem that different from the original Rouge Volupté lipstick, so I'm not really sure what they changed. Even the scent is the same, but I love it. I love the color I got. This is a great shiny, sheer, kind of balmy lipstick formula if that's what you're into. These are super nice, very heavy, nice packaging as always from YSL. I think that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I have no excuse other than I do this every time with the Sephora sale, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I bought the very last minute of the sale. Thank you so much for watching. As always, everything will be linked below for you. I do use affiliate links that support my channel when you use them. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you.